Coming up, a countdown to the result show of the JCDC Festival competition. We showcase I Am Jamaican by Trisha Cunningham.
I am Jamaican, we're destined for greatness. Just ask God above. I am Jamaican, never giving up, never winning up. I feel live it up. I am Jamaican. I am Jamaican.
Result show is on Saturday, so vote for your favorite song. Today we also continue our conversation with senior management of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. I am Adrian Atkinson. Welcome.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 23, 2026. Transformation of the Kingston waterfront has been set in motion with the signing of contracts for the Harborwalk project's second consultancy feasibility study and detailed designs. The agreement was formalized on Wednesday by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, and the consulting team comprised of 3 companies, City Forester, Felix Landscape Architects and Planners, and Aqua and Terra. This phase of the project is being done at a cost of $3.4 million with funding from the government and the Caribbean Development Bank. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the development marks an important step in the renewal of Kingston and the larger work of building a more resilient, inclusive and prosperous Jamaica.
So, in taking on this mammoth project of the Kingston Harborwalk, it is not our intention to be marginal, incremental, unambitious, safe, cheap. We must, as a nation, build. And for several generations, we have been afraid to build. Our generation must embrace infrastructure and build big infrastructure. We must be afraid of building infrastructure.
Board Chair of the UDC, Norman Brown, says over the next few months, works to be undertaken under the agreement include shoreline characterization, hydrographic studies, urban development studies, and stakeholder analysis. There will also be environment and social impact assessments, climate risk and vulnerability assessment, engineering investigations, and detailed design works required to bring this project to completion. The team will also prepare cost estimate and technical documentation to guide future delivery of investments.
The joint venture of City Forest, Felix, Aqua and Terra brings together internationally recognized expertise in landscaping architecture, urban design, climate science, coastal engineering, architecture, environmental management, transportation planning, civil engineering, and social development.
The UDC will oversee the 25-kilometer Kingston Harborwalk that will span downtown Kingston to Port Royal. The development will be done over 3 phases, with Phase 1 stretching from the Marine Police Station to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade building. Phase 2 will continue to Harbour View, and Phase 3 will continue to Port Royal. Work has started on the $80 million Heartlands irrigation project, with farmers in the St. Catherine community expected to reap the benefits in about 3 months' time.
The good news is that the work has already started. So it's not that we're coming to say just what is going to happen. We've already procured the pipes and the teams are already out, and we do expect that this will be completed, and I will return to turn on the water in another 3 months maximum.
The Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Floyd Green, made the announcement as he officially launched the project on Tuesday. The new mini-pressurized irrigation system is expected to immediately boost water access and climate resilience for 41 farmers in Heartlands, with long-term plans to expand coverage across more than 400 acres of agricultural land. Minister Green says the infrastructure is a direct response to the compounding challenges of climate change and increasingly unpredictable rainfall patterns.
And what we now recognize is that there was a time that you could easily wait on rain to fall, and that would be enough for you to have your agricultural enterprise. The reality now is that is way too risky. And no business can really operate like that. For you to have a viable business, you have to have some predictability. You have to have some sustainability. And while we can't control things like rain, we have to therefore put in things like irrigation.
The infrastructure is being built out on former sugar lands by the National Irrigation Commission in partnership with the Sugar Company of Jamaica Holdings, SCJH Limited. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, says it is now compliant with the Data Protection Act since the passage of Hurricane Melissa. The need was accelerated from having to deal with a mass database of personal information to deliver support to persons impacted by the storm.
We have taken significant steps since then, including having appended to our establishment the post of a data protection officer. Since then, we have gone through a phase of consultancy to produce all the required policies and taken all the necessary steps thus far to be registered with the Office of the Information Commission as a data processor. So we have done the necessary steps. The training internally has occurred, and our DPO is on staff since February of this year. So we are, for want of a better word, compliant. Saving except the fact is just now to get through the gate of completing that registration with the OIC.
The Director General of ODPEM, Commander Gale, was speaking on a JIS special interview with Chief Executive Officer Giovanni Dennis. The Forestry Department has officially launched its inaugural Urban Forest Run, a landmark event that represents a new chapter in the island's environmental stewardship. Proceeds from the 5K event will support the restoration of the Black River mangrove ecosystem in St. Elizabeth and reforestation of the Silent Hill Forest Reserve. Both sustained significant damage during Hurricane Melissa. Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change, Matthew Samuda, says the initiative goes beyond fundraising, serving as a national call to action for Jamaicans to participate in rebuilding the country's forests.
Running in the east will not just finance activity in the west, but it brings consciousness to the degradation caused by Hurricane Melissa. It brings consciousness to the fact that that degradation has to be reversed, and we have to get back on the path of not just increasing our forest cover, but increasing and improving the quality of that forest cover.
Mr. Samuda says while restoration work has started in the affected parishes, the run is expected to inspire greater public involvement in protecting Jamaica's natural resources.
I'm looking forward to seeing all of your sponsors, looking forward to seeing Jamaicans by their thousands running in Kingston Spring and ending in the Kingston Spring Golf Club. Because, as I mentioned, that consciousness, yes, that of the need to move and the need to be healthy is obviously very important. But the consciousness of the scale of the problem that we face and the steps we'll be taking is what I'm hoping to see come from this run.
26 students from St. Catherine have received a boost as they prepare to enter high school, with bursaries totaling $390,000 from the Poverty Alleviation and Empowerment Foundation, PAEF. The beneficiaries are from St. John's, Old Harbour, Orangefield, Davis, Kidsontown and Macaulay primary schools. The bursaries were recently handed over by founder of PAEF, Pauline Gregory Lewis, at the Social Development Commission, SDC St. Catherine Parish Office in Spanish Town. Mrs. Gregory Lewis tells JIS News that the beneficiaries are students in financial need who attained a minimum of 75% in the 2026 Primary Exit Profile PEP exams. She is encouraging them to make the most of their high school education, avoid negative influences, and strive for excellence.
I want to just say to the students, as you move on to high school, do not go there to waste time. Do not go and get into bad company. So we're going to use basic language. Don't get into bad company. You're into school, bring pride, be proud of who you are, cause your parents to be proud, and be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Do well, finish well, and you know what I mean? so the country can be proud of you as well as you move on.
Pastor of the Philippa Baptist Church and President of the Baptist World Alliance, Reverend Carl Johnson, has commended the foundation for its service, while urging parents to continue supporting the students as they transition to high school.
I want to encourage the parents as well to continue to support them. Yes, they have been specially selected, and the foundation will continue to support them.
And finally, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is reminding the public that Emancipation Day this year, which falls on Saturday, August 1, will be observed on that date. The reminder was issued in a recent press release. Independence Day will be observed on Thursday, August 6, while Friday, August 7 will be a normal working day. The ministry is encouraging Jamaicans to commemorate the holidays by reflecting on the enduring significance of freedom and honoring the resilience, achievements, and contributions of those who helped shape the nation's history. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Let's pick up where we left off yesterday in our conversation with Director General of ODPEM, Commander Alvin Gale, and Board Chair Trudy Deans.
Welcome back to this JIS special interview with ODPEM's Director General Commander Alvin Gale and newly appointed Chairman Trudy Deans. Now, in relation to the roofs program for victims of Hurricane Melissa, there were deficiencies identified, like lack of documentation for some of the material delivered. What has been done to address that issue, Commander Gale?
So before I go into the meat of the matter, I just want to make a distinction. The shelter recovery program has about 6 sub-programs to it. One of which is roofs, which is being administered by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. The government-directed roof repair program is the program which we are speaking about here, for which ODPEM has some strategic oversight into that matter. That program is being implemented by the Jamaica Defence Force and her military partners from even as far as Africa, and we've had some Caribbean participation in that matter as well. So some 507 roofs have been repaired under that program in phase 1, which we are closing out now. We did undercover or discover some gaps in how we would have been treating with, and you mentioned it a while ago, the documentation surrounding inventory. Those were 2 particular matters identified in the AG's report, and we have put in stronger measures to ensure operationally that at all points of delivery onto these forward operating bases manned by the JF, that an ODPEM rep will be there to cause for the counter-signing of the receipts to occur. So it wasn't a matter of material having gone missing. It was in that particular report a matter concerning us having counter-signed on all the delivery receipts. Notwithstanding broader matters around warehousing inventory matters, we have also moved the logistics and warehousing department directly into the executive office, so they now report directly to the Director General. And we've also had assigned from the Jamaica Defence Force a staff which has operational and logistics experience to help us to move forward with all our warehousing policies and to put measures in place to ensure that once we face the public again, that the more robust measures would have already been in place.
Okay. Well, the Auditor General also said there were gaps in the administrative process as well, like showing how beneficiaries were selected and reports to show that the repairs on the selected houses had in fact taken place. Can you address those?
So I addressed the latter last. So we're in the process now of completing that report in terms of what has been repaired, where and how. That report is being concluded now. In terms of the beneficiary selection, what I'll indicate is that this process is done solely by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, who have a robust program of identifying the most vulnerable in the society. They go through a matrix of maybe about 10 or 11 pointers, and then the listing that we get and share with the Jamaica Defence Force for implementation is ranked by these vulnerabilities. So there is and has always been in place the matrix around which these persons are selected. What we have done for phase 2 is not to en bloc all 500 roofs in one. What we've done now is sort of taking an approach where we go 75 or 60 first, so we don't disenfranchise other members who would have been on that first initial listing. So we've also been able to, through a whole of government approach, started looking at the various programs across government to ensure that persons aren't benefiting from more than one of these programs. So for example, the persons who have benefited from roofs program, for example, we would not expect that such a person would now simply benefit from also the government directed roof repair program. So there are some programs that you will get only a single benefit from. So we have put those measures in place. We've also put on top of this whole matter of the government directed roof repair program as a lesson learned from phase 1, our projects department. So we now have in place a proper M&E framework around it. The MOUs will be put in place. Those are under review as we speak. So all those matters for making it a full, complete project are in place, and we do expect that we'll be able to satisfy every single gap that was identified in phase 1 of the program.
Yeah. Ms. Deans, what, if anything, would you want to see done differently in relation to that issue?
For the board, and let me just add to something that Commander Gale said. One of the objectives of the board is to look at the different technologies that we have in place. One at ODPEM, one at MLSS, one that the parish councils use. So before that, for the want of a better word, I don't want to say scattered approach was used, but different agencies and ministries had different platforms. So one of the things that ODPEM will be looking at is to have one central platform so that ODPEM knows what the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is doing, who has benefited from this roof initiative. So that's one of the things that the board will be driving to ensure that whatever is done equally, and one hand knows what the other one is doing.
A very important part of how government agencies have to act nowadays is the Data Protection Act. That's very crucial. You mentioned handling, different information about victims and who will need the assistance. But in terms of handling the information at that level, for you, like the people's personal data, like their names, addresses, phone numbers, how those are dealt with are important. What has ODPEM done to ensure that you're in compliance with the Data Protection Act?
Thank you for that question. When Hurricane Melissa arrived in Jamaica, we did not have in place we weren't compliant with the Data Protection Act. We have taken significant steps since then, including having appended to our establishment the post of a data protection officer. Since then, we have gone through a phase of consultancy to produce all the required policies and taken all the necessary steps thus far to be registered with the Office of the Information Commission as a data processor. So we have done the necessary steps. The training internally has occurred, and our DPO is on staff since February of this year. So we are, for want of a better word, compliant, save and except the fact is just now to get through the gate of completing that registration with the OIC.
Thank you at home so much for watching, and follow the JIS on all our platforms. On behalf of our production teams, thank you all for watching.
In this acknowledgement of healthcare workers, we feature a day in the life of a public health inspector and a pediatric surgeon.
Before the day breaks, they rise, not for fame or fortune, but to face the relentless rhythm of healing a nation.
The work that we do, it is of paramount importance.
If I need to go to the operating theatre within a short time of notice, I am there.
This is not just a job, it's a calling. Today we step into a moment in the lives of two unsung public healthcare heroes.
One thing I can say, any public health inspector that you will ask, they cannot tell you point blank what their day will look like. We're everywhere. Anywhere you can think of, a public health inspector has to go there.
There are a number of duties, and the life of an inspector can be seen very, very essential.
So our trainings would include our food handler certification. For the numbers, for one day it can range anywhere between 120 up to 160. So for the week, we're looking at us training about close to 300, sometimes more than 300 individuals for that week.
For the inspection of food establishments, they would carry out at least 10 inspections per day. There are so many diseases and so many conditions that can cause persons to become sick.
So you have to do public health education. Outside of training, we have to do inspection. So we have to certify these food handling establishments to ensure that they're operating within standard. Not only food shops, restaurants, but we have to certify hotels. And we have to inspect the health centers, the hospitals, the call centers.
As well as another will be doing inspections of meat and other foods that are imported from other countries, and inspections of prisons, various factories, and other places such as manufacturing plants.
Outside of that, we have to go to the homes. We have to do residential inspections. We have to do the airports, the seaports, all our ports of entry. We have to protect those barriers before anything comes to us. So remember, preventative. As long as it involves the public, we have to inspect.
As public health inspectors, we are a guard between the public and the proprietors.
I am Dr. Garfield Badal, and I'm the regional pediatric surgeon for Western Jamaica. As a pediatric surgeon, we look after patients from as early as the antenatal period until they're, legal adults, age 18. My typical day will start with pre-work arrival planning, which sometimes doesn't parallel anything I've planned for the day. But let's say everything goes according to plan. Then I'd arrive to the ward, we do the ward rounds, and then usually after the ward round, all the decisions are made. The patients are then, looked after by the care team on the ward, which is inclusive of all my residents and the nurses that are assigned to that particular ward. If it's an operating theatre day, then we start typically at 7 o'clock. 90% of the cases that we do are day cases. Having done the operating list, a ward round is then ensued in the late evening to ensure that the patients are in fact okay, those that are to be discharged are discharged, and the residents will do our follow-up overnight on the ward. My night doesn't end at 4 o'clock. It doesn't end when the operating theatre, my time has expired. But certainly overnight, we have to get integral feedback by the staff on the ground, and my residents will call at all hours of the morning to ensure that we take care of these patients and ensure that we get the best outcome that's possible. I absolutely enjoy this job. It's part of me. The joy you see on the parents' face when they have that little one in their arms to exit the hospital, it is an amazing, amazing feeling that really goes beyond your day.
I would like to tell them to continue the good work that they are doing, because they are very good. I'm not telling any lies. These doctors, they always try their best to make sure that everything is okay in many different cases, not only this case, but they are very good doctors.
In the face of fatigue and fierce responsibility, they chose compassion. Not for praise and not for spotlight, but because every life matters. This is more than duty. This is work from the heart.
Every student attending Heart and Estate Trust under the New Care Initiative will get $15,000 each month to help cover their travel expenses to the Heart School they're attending and get an extra $13,000 each week while they are training.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We continue to highlight the top 9 finalists in the JCDC Festival Song Competition, featuring Trisha Cunningham with I Am Jamaican. The result shows on Saturday, July 25, so I hope you have been voting for your favorite song.
When the reggae music hit, you don't stop. When the reggae music hit, you just rock. Wave your flag, raise your hand if you're proud to be called Jamaican. Let me see you wave your flag. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. From when we young and I growing at the countryside, me embrace the country life. When the gas done now, we know see a cola buy. We chill by the fireside. Enough respect for when me grew up on a land, yeah, me know say Jamaica deserve the hype. When time me stop and think about Jamaica land, it always brings a smile. I am Jamaican, from my bond which is running on my blood and my heart full of love. I am Jamaican, me destined for greatness, just ask God above. I am Jamaican, never giving up, never winning up, I feel live it up. I am Jamaican, I am Jamaican, even without no birth paper, Jamaica print on my chest, black, gold and green with the 2.7 mil acre. Jamaica, Jamaica, now we not nice like yard. Me lick up but we tell her what we lead, we no follow her to be Jamaican. Me tell her it's an honor, we rise up stronger when time we fall. You running out with blood, Jamaica think tall. I am Jamaican, from me born which is running on my blood and my heart full of love. I am Jamaican, me destined for greatness, just ask God above. I am Jamaican, never giving up, never winning up, I feel live it up. I am Jamaican, I am Jamaican. The seeds of the culture print on you, hear the reggae music I call you. Never giving up, I feel live it up. On you, seeds of the culture print on you, hear the reggae music I call you. Never giving up, I feel live it up. You can't beat Jamaicans, me want you. I am Jamaican, from my bond which is running on my blood and my heart full of love. I am Jamaican, me destined for greatness, just ask God above. I am Jamaican, never giving up, never winning up, I feel live it up. I am Jamaican, yeah, I am Jamaican. From a little and I grow in the country, me can't tell us I'm grow up in a luxury. You ever look on the riches of the land, from a Nova straight to Portland. Sweet me when me tell you about my culture, sweet me when me tell you about my culture. Love me a can, love me the sheen, if I'm not shelling then a bolt when it's seen. I am Jamaican, from a bond which is running on my blood and my heart full of love. I am Jamaican, me destined for greatness, just ask God above. I am Jamaican, never giving up, never winning up, I feel live it up. I am Jamaican, yeah, I am Jamaican. The seeds of the culture print on you, hear the reggae music I call you. Never giving up, I feel live it up. You can't beat Jamaicans, me want you. Wave your flag, raise your hand if you're proud to be called Jamaicans. Let me see you wave your flag, raise your hand if you're proud to be called Jamaicans.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow for another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website at jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching and do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.